Well, good evening to all pro wrestling fans out there of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, for this video, it's going to be New Japan Pro Wrestling focused. I'm going to start off by reviewing Destruction in Kobe, and then I'm going to finish off giving my preview of King of Pro Wrestling 2024. That's coming up in 2 weeks. So, quite a bit to look forward to with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Another weekend with another event in the books. So, going to start this off with my review of NJPW Destruction in Kobe. So, this event took place on September 29th, and this was at the Kobe World Memorial Hall in Kobe, Japan. We ended up with 10 total matches, a decent number of championships on the line as well. So, let's go ahead. Let's jump into it. Let's get started with the first match. Let me get the graphic up. Alright, actually I need to open my notes as well. There we go. Got my notes open. Alrighty. Let's get started. First match. Alright, to kick off Destruction in Kobe, we had ourselves a trios match. We had team number 1 made up of Yuji Nagata, Tomoaki Honma, and Tiger Mask, and they took on the team of Shota Umino, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Dragon Dia. Match wasn't that long. It went just a little over 7 minutes. But I have to say it was quite interesting to see the chemistry with Dragon Dia and Ryusuke Taguchi. I felt like they had good chemistry. They even both did a double hip attack during the match, which I thought was pretty cool. Them paired with Shota Umino, that was a pretty good pairing. For the most part, that was a pretty good pairing. But yeah, went up against veterans like, Yuji Nagata, Tomoaki Honma, Tiger Mask. I mean, that's quite a stacked veteran team. But for the most part, pretty decent match. Just wasn't, long. But Shota Umino picks up the victory for his team, hitting Tomoaki Honma with a Death Rider, then pinning him for the 1-2-3. So, Dragon Dia, Ryusuke Taguchi, Shota Umino with the victory in the opening trios match. They even hinted about the idea that maybe Dragon Dia and Ryusuke Taguchi will team up for the Super Junior Tag League. That could happen. Which I believe they are probably, I think they're going to be doing the Super Junior Tag League and the World Tag League at the same time again. We'll see. But I think that's looking like a possibility. Okay. Let's go on to the next match. Let me get this next match graphic up. Where the heck is it? Ah, here we go. Alright, next match. Okay. Continuing on with the trios action, we had LIJ versus United Empire. So representing LIJ, we had Yota Tsuji, Hiromu Takahashi, and BUSHI. And they took on United Empire's Jeff Cobb. Of course, Jeff Cobb's the current NJPW World Television Champion. Callum Newman, and Francesco Akira. Another decent match. Another really decent match. I like the back and forth between Yota Tsuji and Jeff Cobb. Of course, they're definitely got something brewing there. And just overall, this was a pretty solid match. I definitely enjoyed this match. But like I said, I had to highlight the back and forth between Hiromu and Francesco Akira, and even BUSHI as well. Man, I have to say, Francesco Akira, that dude is a bleeder, because he's always getting his chest lit up and bloodied up. I mean, with strikes and chops. That dude is a bleeder. Goodness gracious. But match was jam-packed with high flying. That was even a nice little arm drag counter from Yota Tsuji on Jeff Cobb, and they did a couple of high flying spots against each other. I was just like, oh shoot. But yeah, this was a pretty entertaining match. But Hiromu took advantage of the damaged knee of Francesco Akira and was able to submit him with a modified figure four. Kind of started it off as a standing figure four, and then he kind of, sat down on it to the point where Akira had no choice but to tap out. But yeah, Hiromu Takahashi with a submission victory. You normally don't see that. You normally don't see that from him. But hey, took advantage of a weak point in the knee of Francesco Akira. Was able to get the submission victory. LIJ on top. But yeah, good match. Definitely enjoyed it. Okay. Next up, we go from trios to singles. And this was quite a sequence here. Check this out. Okay, next up, we had a singles match between Hirooki Goto and the current NJPW Strong Openweight Champion in Gabe Kidd. So, this originally started off, of course, Hirooki Goto's entrance music hit. But Gabe Kidd comes out, invites the cameraman to behind the curtain where Hirooki Goto is laid out on the ground. Pretty much the beatdown started backstage. Pretty much stayed outside of the ring for the most part. I think they got back in the ring for a moment. Then they got back out the ring. And they stayed outside for an entire 20 count. To the point where this match ended in a double count out. But, of course, Gabe Kidd got on the mic and was like, nope, we're not gonna end it here. Not gonna go out like this. So he demanded the ref restart the match and turn the match into a no disqualification match. So, restarted a match, ran it back this time, no disqualification. Definitely back and forth, hard hitting between these two for sure. But when it all came down to it, Hirooki Goto just ended up being too strong for Gabe Kidd. My man, Hirooki Goto was able to put Gabe Kidd away with a nasty GTR, then pinned him for the 1-2-3. Hirooki Goto for the win in this no DQ match. But yeah, of course, I'm always down for my man Hirooki Goto. One of my favorites in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But yeah, so what started off as a double count out, they ran it back, no DQ, then it became a match. So that was really good to see. Okay, let's go into our next match. So, back to more trios action. There was a handful of trios matches on this card. Here we go. Okay, next up, we had TMDK versus Just Five Guys this time. So for Just Five Guys, we had Sanada, Taichi, and Taka Michinoku, and they took on TMDK's Zack Sabre Jr., Kosei Fujita, and revealed as the newest member of TMDK ended up being Ryohei Oiwa. That's right, Ryohei Oiwa is the newest member of the Mighty Don't Kneel. And this was his debut as part of his new faction, now part of TMDK. And this match was, for the most part, pretty intense. But Ryohei Oiwa definitely showed that he can thrive in his new faction, in his new home. Of course, he spent a good amount of time competing in Pro Wrestling Noah, but now he's back home in New Japan Pro Wrestling and was able to pick up a victory for TMDK. Kind of had Taka Michinoku in a sleeper and then transitioned it into a discus lariat to put away Taka Michinoku, pinned him for the 1-2-3, and just like that, Ryohei Oiwa is now part of TMDK, picking up the victory for his team in trios competition. So, hey, looks like they made a good choice in picking him up for TMDK. Good stuff. Good stuff. Not who I thought it was going to be, which honestly I had no idea who it was going to be. I just kept an open mind. I didn't really try to guess or anything like that. So, I just kept an open mind. But, hey, I'm cool with the result. Alright. Now we're going to go into our first title match of the card. Still staying with trios action. Here we go. Alrighty. We had the never open weight 6-man tag team championships on the line. As the champions of Bolton Oleg, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Toru Yano defended against House of Torture's Evil, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi. Now, of course, this match definitely included shenanigans from the craptacular House of Torture, as they always do. And for a moment, it looked like things were going to work out well for House of Torture. But thankfully, El Phantasmo showed up to help even the odds and fight back against House of Torture, which was just what Bolton Oleg, Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, Mr. Ace President, needed. Afterwards, all it took was for Mr. Ace President to clean up the scraps, as he was able to pin Yujiro Takahashi after hitting the high fly flow. 1, 2, 3. Tanahashi, Yano, Oleg were able to retain the never open weight 6-man tag team championships. So congratulations to them. El Phantasmo shaking the hands of the champs. And you got to remember, El Phantasmo, he's by himself now because Hikuleo got picked up by WWE, as well as the other Gorillas of Destiny and Tamatanga Tangaloa. They're in the WWE now. So there's that. They still got Jado as well. Jado's still there. So hey. But yeah. So the champs retain. All right. let's go to the next match. This next match I definitely enjoyed quite a bit. Check it out. Okay, next up we had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. As the champion, Doki defended against House of Torture's Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I have to say, this was an incredible match. Definitely an incredible match. One of Doki's best matches, and even a great showing from Yoshinobu Kanemaru as well. This was a great back and forth match. Even was a moment that Yoshinobu Kanemaru had some decent momentum, but Doki was able to prevail at the last moment, was able to pin Yoshinobu Kanemaru with the suplex de la Luna for the 1-2-3, and was just able to escape with the victory and another successful defense. Doki, still your IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And then, of course, the craptacular shenanigans happen as Sho shows up, snatches the title from Doki, gets on the mic, and demands for a title shot, and that if Doki doesn't accept, he's going to destroy the title. Like, I tell y'all, man, House of Torture is so stupid. I mean, come on. You gotta steal a title, which this isn't the only time that this has happened. And Sho has done this quite a bit. But it's like, come on. I'm gonna steal your title. Give me a title shot or I'll destroy it. Like, okay, you do understand that by destroying the title, that means you can't win that championship. You understand that, right? That means you don't get a chance to own that title because you destroyed it. That doesn't really do anything for you. That doesn't recognize you as a champion by destroying a championship belt. Like, that's freaking stupid. House of Torture is freaking stupid. I'm sorry, but House of Torture is so trashy. But it did end up leading to a title shot, which I'll get to a little later. But Doki with a successful defense over Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Great match. Alright. Next up, this was my favorite match of the card. And it was close. It was very close. Because these next couple of matches were bangers. But this was my favorite match of the card. Alright. We had the Never Openweight Championship on the line as the champion, Hanare, defended against Shingo Takagi. Now, this was a hard-hitting match. Right from the jump, back and forth between both these guys. I mean, we're talking strikes, shoulder tackles, headbutts, like power moves galore, you name it. These two behemoths went at it. I was definitely on the edge of my seat. And this match delivered on all cylinders. I had no complaints whatsoever. But the finish. The finish... One, I think the finish was a little botched. Because Shingo did hit the Last of the Dragon, but he kind of dropped Hanare on his head. So it wasn't a fluid finish of the Last of the Dragon's finisher. But Shingo got the 1-2-3, and now Shingo is a 5-time Never Openweight champion. I gotta be honest, I really wanted a longer reign for Hanare. It really wasn't that long ago that he finally won this championship. I really wanted a longer reign from Hanare. I was I gotta be honest, I was disappointed in the finish. I was very disappointed in the finish. I really wanted Hanare to have a longer title run. I was bummed. Like I said, the match was excellent, but yeah. I mean, thankfully, he was able to get one successful defense, but that's the thing. Only one successful defense, and he loses it on his second defense to the guy that he won the title from. You know? And apparently, he only had the title for 105 days. So, I was really disappointed. Really disappointed. Especially considering this was his first New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship. So yeah, great match. Just did not like the finish. Felt like the finish was botched, and I felt like the wrong person won. I mean, Shingo did not need that belt. And now he's a 5-time champ. Yeah, I didn't agree with that finish. But there you go. Shingo, 5-time, never openweight champ. Ridiculous, but it is what it is. And I like Shingo. I love Shingo, but he did not need that belt a 5th time. All right, let's move on to our next match. This was another solid match as well. Definitely enjoyed this. This one went the distance. All right, this was for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. As the champion, David Finlay defended against YOSHI-HASHI. I will say YOSHI-HASHI continues to impress me in singles matches. I know he has yet to win a singles championship, but this dude has definitely impressed me more and more with a lot of his recent singles matches. And I think, who knows, maybe eventually he'll win like the Never Openweight Championship or something like that. But YOSHI-HASHI's singles matches have been getting better and better. I have loved what I've seen of him. And I've met both of these guys as well. But this match was awesome. This match was definitely awesome from start to finish. But David Finlay was able to get the victory. He hit the overkill on YOSHI-HASHI. It was quite an interesting sequence, but was able to hit the overkill and pin him for the 1-2-3. David Finlay, still your IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. But like I said, kudos to YOSHI-HASHI. He put up an excellent fight. So, no shame in that. All right. And then the main event of Destruction in Kobe 2024 came down to this beauty here. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship on the line as the champion, the leader of LIJ, Tetsuya Naito, defended against United Empire's current KOPW champion, the Great Okan. Awesome match, especially for a Great Okan, someone you normally don't see in the main event of a show. And he put on an awesome showing. These two did great, went back and forth. A lot of nice counters there from Great Okan as well. And it really it went the distance. It really went the distance. And you know what? I'm proud of the Great Okan. Like I said, took advantage of a great opportunity, somebody that you normally don't see in the main event, and I felt like he did well. I think he did well. I really do. But Naito was able to eventually put him away with a Destino, and then pinned him for the 1-2-3. Tetsuya Naito, still your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Now, there was quite a sequence after the match. Of course, Hiromu Takahashi was on special guest commentary. We've had Zack Sabre Jr. come out, of course, holding the G1 Climax trophy that he won. You had Shingo Takagi, newly crowned never openweight champion, come out as well. And you know, Shingo, he definitely wants a crack at that title again, which the World Heavyweight title, he's held that title before. And then also out of nowhere, Ryohei Oiwa comes out and challenges Shingo for a shot at the Never Openweight Championship. And thus, here we are. 2 matches that did end up getting set. Of course, Zack Sabre Jr. was already awaiting the winner between Great-O-Khan and Tetsuya Naito, which we now know his opponent that he will face at King of Pro Wrestling at Ryogoku, which is what I'll be previewing in a moment. But shout out to Ryohei Oiwa stepping up, challenging the big dog in Shingo Takagi. So hey, you know, joined a new faction, showing confidence, making some moves. But yeah, pretty solid show overall, though. Pretty solid show. Okay, before we switch over to King of Pro Wrestling 2024 in Ryogoku, here's a quick word on the sponsor for this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty. So, in 2 weeks, we got New Japan Pro Wrestling's King of Pro Wrestling 2024 in Ryogoku, which will take place at, where else but the Ryogoku Sumo Hall in Tokyo, Japan. This will be on October 14th. And we got a good number of matches for this show. A lot of titles on the line as well. We got 9 matches total, to be specific. So 9 matches total. So let's go ahead and get started with our first one. And what a matchup we got to start off King of Pro Wrestling 2024. All right, we got ourselves a singles match between Hiromu Takahashi and Mystico. Now, what's interesting is these two have faced each other before, and actually they have a draw, but Mystico also has a victory over Hiromu Takahashi. So, you know what? I could see Hiromu pulling this off. I could see him pulling this off. So you know what? I'm going to say Hiromu Takahashi pulls off the big victory over Mystico. I think it'll be a great match. And that's quite a way to start the show off, with a match between these two. But I'm going to go Hiromu Takahashi. But definitely looking forward to it. Should be awesome. Alrighty. Let's go into our next matchup. Let me get the graphic up right quick. Alright. Next up, we'll have our first title match of the card. Alrighty, we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney of Bullet Club War Dogs defend the titles against the Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida. Now, the interesting thing about this is the Intergalactic Jet Setters actually have a 2-1 record against Bullet Club War Dogs. And of course, don't forget, Intergalactic Jet Setters are former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. While I do like the Intergalactic Jet Setters, like, I'm just really sold on Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors having a long tag title run. I really do. And maybe perhaps they'll hold the titles until after the winner of the Super Junior Tag League is determined, and then maybe they take them off of Bullet Club War Dogs. But for now, I'm going to say Drilla Maloney, Clark Connors retain the tag titles and defeat the Intergalactic Jet Setters. But it should be an awesome match. Should be a very awesome match. Looking forward to it. Alrighty. Sticking with tag titles, we go into our next tag title match. And this one should be pretty interesting. Check this one out. Alrighty. So we're going to have the IWGP Tag Team Championships on the line as the champs, TMDK's Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols, will defend against Bullet Club Rogue Army of Bad Luck Fale and Caveman Ugg. I have to say, it has kind of been a while since I've seen Bad Luck Fale. I know he's been competing a lot in NJPW Tamashi. And I'm not too familiar with Caveman Ugg. But I think this is an easy pick. Gotta go with TMDK, Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste. They've been on a roll, especially since winning these titles. So I think that's going to continue. So I got TMDK to retain. Yeah, pretty easy pick for me. Okay. Let's go on to our next match. So, moving on to the singles championship. with this one. Alrighty. We got the Never Openweight Championship on the line as the new and now 5-time champ, Shingo Takagi, will defend against the newest member of TMDK, Ryohei Oiwa. This will be a really good test for Ryohei Oiwa. Definitely has some momentum, picking up the victory at Destruction in Kobe as the newest member of TMDK. You know, they still got another week. It'll be interesting to see how they build this up between this week and next week. But I think Ryohei Oiwa will show how much he's grown and will put up a great effort, but I do not see him beating Shingo. So I'm going to have to say Shingo retains. But I think Ryohei Oiwa, I think this will be the match that'll definitely show that he has leveled up. I truly believe that. So, should be good. Should be really good. Looking forward to it. All right. This next matchup should be fun. Should be pretty fun. I'm really curious to see how this goes. Okay, next up, we got ourselves a triple threat match for the NJPW World Television Championship. The champion, United Empire's Jeff Cobb, will defend against House of Torture's Ren Narita and LIJ's Yota Tsuji. Now, while I'm not against the idea of perhaps Yota Tsuji winning this title, I don't think Jeff Cobb has had the title long enough. I mean, he's got 3 defenses under him, with this upcoming one being the 4th. Not to mention, his last defense against Yota Tsuji ended in a time limit draw. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe they could have him drop it to Yota Tsuji, but honestly, I don't think he's had the title long enough. I really don't. I think they can afford to have Jeff Cobb hold the title a little longer. So I'm going to say Jeff Cobb retains, but I would not be mad if Yota Tsuji won. I would not be mad at all if Yota Tsuji won. So I will say that. As long as Ren Narita doesn't win, I'll be happy. I'll just leave it at that. As long as he doesn't win, I'll be happy. Because, you know, House of Torture sucks. Alrighty. Let's move on to our next match. Back to more trios action, actually. Here it is. Alright. Okay, this is a special trios match celebrating the 25th anniversary of Hiroshi Tanahashi. As Tanahashi will team up with Shota Umino and El Phantasmo to take on House of Torture's Evil, Yujiro Takahashi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I got a bad feeling that House of Torture may squeak by and win this one. Mainly because, you know, Tanahashi just recently successfully defended the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. So, which of course they defeated House of Torture, El Phantasmo with the assistants. So, I think there is a chance House of Torture might get revenge in this match. But this is Tanahashi's 25th anniversary match. I'll go with the good guys, but I got a feeling House of Torture's probably gonna win. Just because this seems like the type of match that they would spoil and come out on the winning side, but we'll see. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. All right. Let's go into our next match, which the remaining matches are singles matches. So here we go. We have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. As the champion, Doki, coming off a successful defense, but this time he defends it against somebody that he has never been able to beat, which is Sho. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sho actually goes into this matchup with the advantage. He is 5-0 against Doki. He has never lost to Doki before in 5 matches. So Doki is going to really have his work cut out for him, especially considering Sho, part of House of Torture. Y'all know how House of Torture is. But you know what? I'm going to say that Doki finally does what has eluded him in 5 matches. I think in match number 6, I'm going to say Doki defeats Sho to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. I think he finally does it and beats Sho for the first time. But I do expect shenanigans, unfortunately, because it is House of Torture. All right, let's go to this next matchup. This next matchup I'm looking very forward to. Should be good. Here we go. We have the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship on the line. As the champ, David Finlay, who just recently retained against YOSHI-HASHI, will now face his Bishamon brother in Hirooki Goto. Now, Hirooki Goto is 1-0 against David Finlay. I would love, because the thing is, David Finlay, he's in his second reign as he's in his second reign as IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. So, I mean, he didn't have it that long in his first reign. Oh, man. Only 2 defenses in. I would love for Hirooki Goto to win. Oh, man, I would love for Hirooki Goto to win, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say David Finlay retains, but I do hope I'm wrong. I will be cheering the mess out of Hirooki Goto. Dang it, man. Man, I want Hirooki Goto to win, but nah, I gotta say, I think David Finlay will retain. But I do hope I'm wrong. Alrighty. And then the main event. The main event of King of Pro Wrestling 2024 comes down to this. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. As the champion, Tetsuya Naito will defend against the G1 Climax 34 winner himself, Zack Sabre Jr. He finally gets his opportunity to win the title that he's never won before. He's never even won the previous version of this title. Humongous opportunity for Zack Sabre Jr. He has never been heavyweight champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And you know something, folks? I believe he finally does it. After being in New Japan Pro Wrestling, now going on 8 years, I think he finally does it. I think he finally does it. Of course, he's wrestling in his favorite venue, as he pointed out, in Ryogoku. And by winning this, he has an opportunity to defend it at Royal Quest 4. He also will possibly will have an opportunity to defend it at Wrestle Kingdom 19, which I will be attending. But yeah, I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to pull it off. I think he's going to finally become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So I'm picking him to win and dethrone Tetsuya Naito. Should be an epic match. Should be an epic match. But I'm going ZSJ for the win. But overall, the card looks awesome. The card looks awesome. It should be an excellent show. And like I said, that will be on Monday, October 14th. So yeah, looking forward to it. Should be excellent. But that's all I got for this video. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty whenever you get a chance. Happy shopping. And let me know your thoughts. What did you think about Destruction in Kobe? What did you think of that show? And give me your predictions and thoughts on King of Pro Wrestling 2024. Does Zack Sabre Jr. finally do it? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope y'all have a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Laters. God bless.